Hi, today will be a quick show. We're going to be just reviewing the show from yesterday about the beauty salon in Atlanta. There's some interesting turn of events in that eviction. And then I want to give you kind of a preview of the show. We'll be talking about immigration, the great replacement theory, so on and so forth. So let me get you up to speed on the latest in that eviction that was very weird, as Master Kim and Tequila Fletcher mentioned yesterday. So let me show you what's going on there in this Atlanta beauty salon. Here's some video of what's going on there. Make sure my mic is up and everything. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this. And what you'll notice here is a posting by Celebrity Princess. Let me play this so you can better hear it. Maybe it takes me to Instagram. And so I'm going to have to refresh this page. Come back here. There we go. So here's the post from Celebrity Princess. Let me play it here.
They have the inmates loading up.
Look at that right there. Those are the inmates loading up the beauty supply merchandise from their parking lot, putting it in bins.
Because now they're saying it's in police possession.
I can't believe they actually got inmates out of jail to do this. Interesting.
This is crazy.
I bet you they didn't think they had to work this hard today.
They have inmates out here.
Again, very amazing that they use the inmates. And here's another picture here, just another view.
So how do you feel about this? Are you ready to get some hair?
Free shopping.
And what about you? Are you ready to get some bonnets?
I'm excited.
So ma'am, how do you feel about this? Are you ready to get some hair?
I am.
And she's not working. She said she don't have to go pick up.
So I got time today.
I just called her work.
I ain't got time today.
She got time. I don't.
So, are you excited?
Again, these people were not allowed to get any of these things. They were taken by the county to the jail. I'm sorry, to the landfill. I can show you that here. All of this stuff being taken to the landfill, and it looked like a presidential motorcade. You can see all the stuff. I think this is where they said they're going to dump it, or some post where they're showing it being dumped. Here, the Lovejoy Police Department inventory was placed in the parking lot. The Clayton County Sheriff's Department collected items to be dumped at the landfill. It's important to know that all items are currently being destroyed and unable to be collected. So as you can see it here, they're road grading it, and all of these people that were here for their free stuff did not get any of it. Also yesterday, amazingly enough, there was an Atlanta nightclub that was evicted as well. I'm going to share that tab with you. It was called the Red Martini. We vaguely mentioned it yesterday, but we can talk about it a little bit more today. I'll cover that briefly, because with this one, again, very interesting case in that the owner threw out probably hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, merchandise, liquor, alcohol. As Master Kim explained yesterday, he could lock this store up, found some way to probably seize at least the furniture, the furnishings, the trade equipment, the alcohol, sold it off for back due rent. But the owners of the other managers of the night operators of the nightclub said that they were not in any arrears. But the lawyer or the owner of the club, the building, the land, the real estate one, says that nightclubs are evil. Nightclubs and lounges are evil. So I'll see if I can show you that. But notice that they let this place be looted. First article here, I'll pull this up. Headline: Evicted Red Martini Lounge was ordered to leave property months ago. court documents show. Zoom out a little bit. A popular lounge in Buckhead was supposed to leave the property in December, but remain in business until its eviction Wednesday. It's about 6-8 months, right? I think it's hard to believe this was a surprise to anybody. 6 months went by and they weren't able to do anything. Between the time that was ordered and today, they could have been removed, and they should have been prepared by that time. They should have been prepared. You should see all of the items that were just thrown out there. Just amazing that no one prepared. Despite multiple false reports suggesting otherwise, Red Martini has consistently paid his rent, even overpaying monthly to avoid any disputes related to non-payment. Fair enough. The landlord has tried to illegally remove all tenants in the building. Several tenants begrudgingly closed their doors, lacking the resources to fight the wealthy landlords. This is just a get out. At this point, we don't want you or anything in this property by the drop dead date. If you're not out by this date, we're going to help get you out. Seems to be the words of the landlord or the words of the tenants about the landlord. This has been motivated by the landlord's desire to sell the building to a developer and remove all tenants to command a higher price. It's typical. There's a Trader Joe's nearby, so it's a fairly affluent area. They declined on-camera interviews, but said they had no issues with the Red Martini. Now, if you remember the Red Martini and the judge that was arrested in Atlanta area, well, in Atlanta at a nightclub, this is the nightclub that she was in attendance at. And maybe I can show you that. And here is the looting of the Red Martini Lounge. All of the liquor, things like that, all of it has been looted. Let me see if I can show that to you. And here we have it here. And let's see if I can see this here. Where is it showing? Oh, playing up above here. Let me make sure you can see it. Let me make it bigger. Here. And there it is in the bottom.
Brian Mims joining us now live, where, Brian, it seems police are doing their best to control the scene there as well. What's happening?
Right, it is creating a traffic snarl in the Trader Joe's parking lot right next door. And you mentioned those drinks. On the ground are shattered drink bottles and glasses you can see scattered across the pavement from where people did try to grab at alcoholic beverages as this eviction was going on. I've tried to speak with a couple of people associated with the Red Martini. One man told me he is the manager and says he doesn't know what led up to this. We did some searching online. We found a court case against Red Martini from the landlord. It shows a failure to pay rent for several months back in 2023. I asked the manager about that. He says he doesn't think it has anything to do with failure to pay rent. But today, Atlanta police showed up on the scene and employees began moving out all the furniture. You can see piles of furniture from the Red Martini outside here on the parking lot. Several police officers were here just a few minutes ago, but they have left the scene. A number of people have come by just to look at what's going on. We talked with a couple of people who said they had reservations here at the Red Martini and are worried about getting their money back. Of course, we will stay out.
Well, I think those reservations are a moot point at this point. There will be no reservations at the Red Martini Lounge. The next and the last topic, well, one more thing I wanted to cover was this here. There seems to be a scam going on in the Atlanta area regarding beauty supply stores. Let me see if I can share my screen. Here. Beauty store dreams push some people to bankruptcy after working with this company. You'll see
that's not true.
So yeah, these are the glass shelvings for display. Put like jewelry and small trinkets of that nature in there, and also hair.
Being a business owner was a dream for Pauline McLaurin.
I always had an entrepreneurial type of mindset.
And as a mother of 6, she says she needed more time with her family.
And then there's supposed to be more shelving along the back wall.
So she left the corporate world and decided she and her husband would take up a new career path together. She realized the lack of beauty supply stores in the Bay Area and learned quickly that could be their new venture.
I was just like looking into things, and then I came across BSI.
McLaurin is referring to Beauty Supply Institute, a company that promotes Black business ownership, helping clients get their stores open from start to finish.
It was dated April 12th, 2021.
But in the 3 years since McLaurin signed her contract,
And then they provide you these 2 books that are both written by the professor.
she says all they provided are headaches and stress.
I mean, it's been devastating. I mean, honestly.
Back in June, she signed the lease on this Zephyr Hill storefront, moved her family from Hillsborough to Pasco County while hoping to turn this former cell phone store into her moneymaker.
Right here, we're going to
Have like wigs and
braiding
hair product,
as well as along the line here.
She has spent more than $125,000 to get her store open. About $50,000 of that is for the products that are not here.
I've spoken to them. I've cried. I've said all these things and nothing happens. They'll just say, oh, well, I'll see what I can do when I reach out to them. I'm always speaking to someone that has no authority.
10 Investigates partnered up with 11 Alive, our colleagues out of Atlanta, who talked with 10 other people from across the country that signed contracts with BSI. They too are waiting on their products.
Basically, their responses to everything is, I don't know.
They give like vague answers. Nobody knows anything.
The distributor is on back order.
After calling, sending an email, and a visit to each of BSI's Metro Atlanta locations, the company founder, Devin Robinson, agreed to talk, but only audio could be recorded.
It is not all on us, and none of it is a nefarious act. Like it's business.
Robinson says his company simply grew too fast for demand.
We had to implement new technology. We just had to do certain things to be able to handle certain scaling. So our schedule also becomes an issue.
So much of an issue, Robinson says it can take a year after a store is ready to get a team out to set it up with products.
I was borrowing money from right to left so I can keep my store. I was calling them every single day with tears, crying.
We shared those frustrations with Robinson.
So why not give them some of their money back if you can't
Well,
fulfill and deliver? Give them some of their money back so they could order the products.
That could be an option. That could be an option that we're weighing and looking at.
But why not just do it now if you know that they're in financial hardship?
Some of these people are not as clear cut as they may make the story seem.
Now this Wesley Chapel mom has taken a job as a second grade teacher at her kid's school and works at Dunkin' Donuts on the weekend, hoping this nightmare ends soon.
If you were able to talk directly with BSI or Professor Devin Robinson, what would you say?
I would just say, please get my store open or give me my money back. You know, just do what's right. You know that you're setting us up for failure.
After our interview, Pauline did receive an email that BSI was processing her wig order. Last week, she received 5 boxes, about 5 to 7 wigs in each of them. Not quite enough inventory to open a store. Although they would not confirm how many complaints they have received, we do know the Georgia Attorney General is investigating the company because it is headquartered in the Atlanta area. This story started off as a tip. If you have something we should look into, email tips.
It's a rather interesting story out of Atlanta, how they're duping people in regard to opening up beauty supply stores. Very interesting. But the last topic of the day, there are a couple other articles I could have shown you about that, and we may revisit that. But this is the article that I think will lead into our the Great Replacement Theory stream. So let me share this article with you. We'll go over this, and again, this will be a preview for a future stream. Let me see if I can bring it up here. And here's the headline. H1B visa scam explained how a Congress leader played the U.S. visa lottery. An Indian politician was implicated in an immigration scam involving the U.S. H1B visa lottery system. Candy Reddy, previously Congress candidate for the Telangana Assembly elections, has been accused of exploiting a loophole in the lottery process by making multiple registrations, according to a report by Bloomberg. The article goes on to say, let's see what exactly did he do. How did he really make from the scam? How much did he really make from the scam? He charged a hefty fee for securing H-1B visas, taking 20 to 30% of the workers' pay, amounting to around $15,000 or more per year, each year. Despite claiming limited involvement, official documents and Brady's election data indicate his ownership and control over these staffing firms. Of course, it's not an isolated event. It's not an isolated event in the United States. Reports suggest that thousands of other staffing firms have adopted similar tactics, collectively securing around 40,000 H1B visas over 4 years. To put this in perspective, approximately 446,000 individuals applied for visas in 2023, with only 85,000 available. More than 11,000 of these visas went to multinational outsourcing companies, and another 22,000 went to IT staffing firms, as reported by the Times of India. We're going to cover this in more articles, but I just wanted to give you guys a primer of the scam and the way that companies are able to take over the H1B visa process. And so I think that'll be a good topic going forward. Again, this is just a preview and a review of yesterday's story and a preview of stories going forward. Thanks again for joining.